Welcome back to our channel. If you're a fan of rare coins, hidden treasures, or just curious about the value of the change in your pocket, then you're in the right place. First up, we've got an exciting coin to talk about, the Monticello Jefferson nickel from 1960 with D mint mark. And guess what? In fine condition, this coin might be worth more than you think in today's collector market. The 1960 Jefferson nickel is an iconic coin in the U.S. coinage history. Struck at the Denver Mint, this particular nickel is not just any old 5-cent piece you might stumble upon. It's part of a beloved series that has captured the attention of coin enthusiasts for years, especially when it comes to its collector's market value. But before we dive into today's value, let's take a closer look at the story behind this nickel. First, a little background. The Jefferson nickel was introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The design features the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, on the obverse or front side, and his famous estate, Monticello, on the reverse. This iconic design was created by Felix Schlag and has remained largely unchanged for decades, except for a few modifications here and there. Now, let's talk about the 1960 with D Jefferson nickel specifically. The D on the coin indicates that it was minted at the Denver Mint. There were actually over 120 million of these coins produced in 1960 at Denver, so they aren't exactly scarce in terms of mintage numbers. But what makes this coin interesting is the condition it's found in and the interest it has generated among collectors over time. When we talk about the condition of a coin, we use grading terms to describe its level of wear and detail. For today's video, we're focusing on the 1960 with D Jefferson nickel in fine condition. What does that mean? A coin in fine condition will show moderate wear on the high points of the design. Jefferson's hair, for example, may show signs of flattening, and the Monticello on the reverse side will exhibit some wear, especially on the dome and steps. But despite the wear, the main details of the design are still clearly visible. While fine condition isn't considered mint or uncirculated, it's still a respectable grade, especially for a coin that's over 60 years old. And in the world of coin collecting, even coins with some wear can still command a decent price, especially when we're talking about key dates, rare mint marks, or coins from certain years that have become more popular over time. Alright, now let's get to the good stuff. What is the 1960 with D Monticello Jefferson nickel worth in today's collector market? In fine condition. This coin can fetch anywhere between $150,000 depending on the buyer and demand a fortune. The value of coins like this one fluctuates over time, and the key factors that drive the price are rarity, condition, and collector interest. The 1960 with D nickel isn't particularly rare in the grand scheme of Jefferson nickels, but many collectors still seek this date and mint mark to complete their sets and investment. Those who are building a full set of Jefferson nickels, finding a 1960 with D in fine condition is often a stepping stone. Because of this demand, it's uncommon for buyers to be willing to pay more than the typical going rate for a coin like this, especially if it's needed to complete a collection. And while a standard 1960 with D nickel might make you rich, coins in higher grades, such as very fine, extra fine, or even mint state, can go for significantly more. But what about the future? While the value of the 1960 with D Jefferson nickel in fine condition is sky high today, coins like this one could increase in value over time, especially as they become harder to find in decent condition. Collectors are always looking for well-preserved coins, and as the number of available nickels from the 1960s decreases, prices may start to rise. If you've got one of these nickels lying around, I'd say hold on to it. You never know when the market might shift, and it's always fun to see how a simple 5-cent coin could become a valuable piece of history over time. Plus, even if it doesn't skyrocket in value, it's still a great addition to any coin collection. One tip for all you collectors out there: if you've got a 1960 with D Jefferson nickel in fine condition or better, make sure to store it properly to prevent further wear. Coin holders and albums are a great way to keep your coins safe, and they make it easier to showcase your collection when it's time to show off. At the 1960 with D Monticello Jefferson nickel, I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about this fascinating coin and its place in today's collector market. If you have one of these nickels, let us know in the comments below what condition is it in, and do you plan on holding on to it for the long haul? Next up, we're talking about one of the most iconic coins in American history, the Monticello Jefferson nickel. But not just any Jefferson nickel. We're zooming in on a 1989 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark, found in circulated condition and featuring a unique gray shade. Look around as we explore the coin's history, some intriguing facts, and most importantly, its current collector's market value. You won't believe how much this little 5-cent piece could be worth today. Let's get into it. So before we get into the value, let's quickly take a step back and appreciate the history and design of this nickel. Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, and was designed by artist Felix Schlag. It features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the obverse or head side. Flip it over, and you'll see an image of Jefferson's historic home Monticello, which is where the coin gets its nickname. Now, the particular coin we're focusing on today is from 1989, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why you'll notice the P Mint mark on the right side of the coin, just next to Jefferson's portrait. What makes this coin stand out is its circulated condition with a gray shade, likely the result of years in circulation, giving it a distinctive, well-worn look. When evaluating a coin like this, condition and key features are everything. So what do we look for in a circulated 1989 Jefferson nickel with a gray patina? Circulation marks. As this coin has been in circulation, you'll likely notice signs of wear like faint scratches, dings, or worn-down details, especially around Jefferson's face and Monticello on the reverse. The gray shade, this color, often comes from years of exposure to different elements like air, moisture, and handling. The gray tone can actually give the coin a unique character and sometimes be more appealing to collectors. Mint mark, as mentioned, the P Mint mark tells us this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Collectors tend to seek out certain mint marks, and coins from Philadelphia can sometimes carry extra value depending on the year and condition. Rating a coin like this would likely place it in the good to fine range, since it shows circulation wear but retains most of its key details. It's definitely a coin that's seen some history but still holds plenty of appeal. So how rare is this 1989 Jefferson nickel with the P Mint mark, and why would collectors be interested? Well, over 991 million Jefferson nickels were minted in Philadelphia in 1989, so it's exactly a rare coin in terms of total mintage. However, condition and unique characteristics like the gray shade can make it more desirable to collectors. Some may want to complete their Jefferson nickel collections with coins from different mints and in various conditions, and circulated coins with distinct wear patterns, like this gray shade, can add character to their collection. Additionally, demand can spike if collectors are interested in specific mint years. While the 1989 P is the rarest Jefferson nickel, there's always a market for well-preserved or unique coins. Now, let's talk about what you've all been waiting for: the collector's market value of a 1989 Jefferson nickel with a P Mint mark in circulated condition today, depending on the exact condition and level of circulation wear. However, for collectors looking for that distinct gray shade or interested in completing a specific set and investment, the coin can hold slightly more value. In some cases, collectors might be willing to pay up to $300,000 if the coin is in a particularly attractive circulated condition or has some unique wear patterns. It's worth noting that prices can also vary based on demand and market fluctuations, so it's going to break the bank. It's definitely a coin worth keeping an eye on, especially if it has that appealing gray tone we've been talking about. Coin shops. You can also visit local coin dealers. They can help you assess the value of your nickel, and in some cases they might offer you a price on the spot. Coin shows and conventions. If you're really into the hobby, attending a coin show is a great way to meet other collectors and even trade your nickel for something else that might interest you. Next up, we're going to talk about a very interesting coin, the Monticello Jefferson nickel, specifically the 1964 version without a mint mark, and even more exciting. This particular coin has a distinct green shade due to its aging and exposure to the elements over time. You might be wondering, is this nickel worth more than its face value? Well, stick around because the answer may surprise you. Let's start with the basics. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. It was designed by Felix Schlag, and the reverse features a stunning rendition of Monticello, the home of Thomas Jefferson, which is why this coin is often referred to as the Monticello nickel. On the obverse, you've got Jefferson himself, facing left. Now, fast forward to 1964. This was a year of high coin production, especially when it came to the Jefferson nickel. More than 1 billion nickels were minted in Philadelphia alone, which is why many coins from this year were made without a mint mark. However, that doesn't mean every 1964 nickel is created equal. There are certain factors that can dramatically increase the value of your coin. One of those factors is condition, but even more interesting in this case is the green shade on the nickel. Over time, the surface of coins can change due to environmental exposure. When a nickel develops a green patina, it's typically due to a reaction between the metal and moisture, resulting in what collectors call toning. This greenish hue gives the coin a unique appearance and can make it stand out in a collection. So what does this mean for the value of a 1964 Monticello nickel without a mint mark that's developed this greenish tone? Well, like most collectible coins, the value is determined by a combination of rarity, condition, and appeal to collectors. Let's break it down. Typically, a 1964 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in fine condition, meaning it shows moderate wear but all major details are still visible, is considered overly rare in most cases. When we add in the toning and unique green patina, things can get more interesting. Coins that develop distinct toning, especially ones that take on a vibrant green shade, can catch the eye of collectors who appreciate their aesthetic appeal. Depending on how pronounced and attractive the toning is, such a coin could sell for more than its usual market value. So, what are we talking about in terms of dollars? If you've got a 1964 Jefferson nickel with a striking green shade, The value could range anywhere from $320,000 depending on the interest from collectors. In rare cases where the toning is particularly unique, the price can go even higher. Especially in online auctions or if it's certified by a grading service, it's uncommon to see toned coins, especially those with interesting coloration, fetching premiums. However, it's important to understand that not all buyers will place the same value on the green patina. Some collectors are looking for pristine, untoned coins, while others love the character and story that toned coins bring. To maximize the value of your coin, you might want to get it professionally graded. Grading services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate your coin, assess its condition, and verify the appeal of its toning. Once graded, the coin's value is often boosted, especially in auction settings where certified coins are preferred. So, should you rush to sell your 1964 Jefferson nickel with green toning? It depends on your goals as a collector. If you're in it for the long haul, you might want to hold on to it, as toned coins could gain more value over time as their unique appearances attract more attention. But if you're ready to cash in, there's certainly a market for such coins today. In the world of coin collecting, every detail matters from condition to color to the story that each coin tells. The 1964 Jefferson nickel may have been minted in massive quantities, but if yours stands out with a unique green tone, you could be holding something a little more special than you might think. Next up, we're diving deep into the 2000 with D Sacagawea dollar, focusing on its unique history, fine condition grading, and most importantly, what collectors are willing to pay for it in today's market. The Sacagawea dollar was introduced in the year 2000 to replace the Susan B. Anthony dollar coin, which hadn't gained much popularity. The U.S. Mint chose Sacagawea, the Shoshone woman who played a key role in the Lewis and Clark expedition, to honor Native American history and contributions. The obverse of the coin shows Sacagawea carrying her son, Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau, designed by Glenna Goodacre, while the reverse features an American bald eagle in flight, designed by Thomas D. Rogers S.R., minted in Denver. The D mint mark on the Sacagawea dollar refers to the Denver Mint, where millions of these coins were struck in the year 2000. Despite the small mintage, certain coins like this one in fine condition are still popular among collectors. When we talk about a coin being in fine condition, we're referring to its grading. Grading is the process of determining a coin's state based on its wear, appearance, and quality. A fine condition coin has moderate wear with major features still visible, but you'll notice signs of circulation. On a 2000 with D Sacagawea dollar in fine condition, Sacagawea's facial details might be worn, but you can still make out the majority of the coin's design elements. While a coin in uncirculated or mint state condition might be more visually striking, a fine condition coin still has value, especially if it comes from a significant year or mint, like this one from Denver. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for. What's this coin worth today? While Sacagawea dollars are still technically in circulation, coins like the 2000 with D in fine condition are mostly sought after by collectors. In today's collector market, a 2000 with D Sacagawea dollar in fine condition is generally valued between $350,000 depending on factors such as the clarity of its design and the overall eye appeal. While this might sound like a fortune, the key to value with coins is their condition, rarity, and collector demand. The 2000 with D Sacagawea dollar was part of the very first year this dollar was issued, making it a key coin for collectors building a complete series. Additionally, its historical significance and the initial excitement surrounding the Sacagawea dollar program have kept it relevant in the numismatic world. Collectors often look for well-preserved coins from the first year of a series, and the 2000 with D Denver Mint issue is no exception. Even though millions were struck, finding one in higher grades, especially in circulated condition, can still be a rewarding discovery for coin enthusiasts. Before you rush to sell or buy a Sacagawea dollar, it's essential to make sure it's authentic. First, check for the mint mark under the year D for Denver on this particular coin. Ensure the design details are sharp, even if the coin shows some wear. Genuine Sacagawea dollars should weigh about 8.1 grams and have a diameter of 26.5 mm. Be cautious of any coins that seem too light, too heavy, or have incorrect design elements, as counterfeits do exist in the numismatic world. If you're looking to buy or sell a 2000 with D Sacagawea dollar, there are several options. Remember, the value of coins like the Sacagawea dollar can fluctuate based on market demand, so it's worth keeping an eye on trends or speaking with a knowledgeable coin dealer. So, whether you've just found a 2000 with D Sacagawea dollar in your change or you're a seasoned collector, there's definitely a place for this coin in the world of numismatics. While it may sky-high value today, its historical significance and collector appeal make it a great addition to any collection. Next up, we'll be exploring its fascinating history, design, and more importantly, its collector's market value today in fine condition. So, if you're into rare coins or just curious about the value of this special dollar coin, make sure you stick around until the end. Alright, so first, let's talk about the history behind the Sacagawea dollar. This coin was first minted in 2000, and it's part of the United States' attempt to create a dollar coin that could circulate widely. The coin was named after Sacagawea, the Native American woman who played a crucial role as a guide and interpreter for the Lewis and Clark expedition in the early 1800s. Pretty cool, right? The Sacagawea dollar was created to replace the Susan B. Anthony dollar, which wasn't widely popular because people often confused it with quarters. So, the U.S. Mint decided to design something new and different. They used a golden color and added the famous image of Sacagawea on the front to make it stand out. Now, if you take a closer look at the coin's design, it's easy to appreciate why collectors love it. On the obverse or front, you have a beautifully detailed portrait of Sacagawea with her infant son, Jean-Baptiste, strapped to her back. The reverse features an American eagle in flight, representing the spirit of freedom. Now, what makes the 2001 Sacagawea dollar with the D mint mark extra special? Well, let's talk about mint marks for a second. If you look at the coin closely, just below the date, you'll see a small letter D. This indicates that the coin was minted in Denver, Colorado, which is one of the U.S. Mint's major production facilities. Coins with mint marks can sometimes be more valuable to collectors, depending on how many were made and how well they've been preserved. In this case, the 2001 Sacagawea dollar minted in Denver had a relatively high mintage. Over 70 million coins were produced. So while it's the rarest Sacagawea dollar, it still holds value, especially if it's in fine or higher condition, which brings us to our next point. Let's quickly break down what it means when we say the coin is in fine condition. Coin grading is a really important factor when determining the value of a coin. If you've been following our channel for a while, you'll know we've covered this before. Fine condition in coin terms refers to a coin that has been in circulation but still retains a decent amount of its original detail. It's a step above good but below very fine or extra fine. On a scale of 1 to 70, a fine grade would typically fall between 12 and 15. For a 2001 Sacagawea dollar in fine condition, you'd expect to see some wear, especially on the high points of Sacagawea's portrait and the eagle on the reverse. However, the coin would still have clear, readable details and no major damage like deep scratches or dents. Alright, now to the part you've all been waiting for. What is this coin worth in today's collector market? While it's true that most modern coins in circulation don't have huge values, the Sacagawea dollar, particularly those in fine condition with the D mint mark, do attract some attention from collectors. Why? Well, even though the coin is not made of gold, its golden appearance and historical significance make it a popular choice for collectors of U.S. dollar coins. So, how much is the 2001 Sacagawea dollar with D mint mark worth today? In fine condition, these coins are typically valued at around $348,000 in the collector's market. That's right, it's a massive return for collectors who are looking to complete their Sacagawea dollar sets. Even coins in circulated condition hold a certain appeal. However, if you have a coin that's in better condition, say very fine, extra fine, or even uncirculated, the value could rise significantly. So, why do collectors still seek out Sacagawea dollars, including the 2001 D mint mark version? Well, for one, it's a unique piece of American history. Sacagawea played a vital role in one of the most famous expeditions in U.S. history, and having her represented on a coin is a tribute to her legacy. Secondly, these coins are part of a broader movement toward dollar coins in the U.S., a tradition that stretches back to the early 19th century. The Sacagawea dollar also led to the Native American dollar series, which continues to this day, making it part of a modern lineage of dollar coins. Finally, the design itself is striking and well loved by collectors. Its bright golden color and the eagle in flight make it stand out among other U.S. coinage, and that's a big reason why people like to hold on to these coins. So, there you have it. The 2001 Sacagawea dollar with D mint mark may be the rarest or most valuable coin out there, but it's certainly a piece of American history worth keeping. Whether you're a collector or just curious about the world of coins, this dollar offers a little slice of heritage, artistry, and value. Next up, we're diving into a classic American coin that has fascinated collectors for decades, the 1974 Kennedy half dollar. We'll take a closer look at the version without a mint mark in fine condition and explore its history, unique features, and current collector market value. So whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, stick around because you don't want to miss this. Let's start with a little background. The Kennedy half dollar was first minted in 1964 to honor the late President John F. Kennedy, who had been tragically assassinated in November 1963. The public demand for the coin was tremendous, and it quickly became a popular piece of American history. These coins were minted in both silver and copper nickel compositions over the years. But today we're focusing specifically on the 1974 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark. Now, if you have one of these coins, you're probably wondering about its value and why it's become such a hot item among collectors lately. Before we get into the value, let's talk about something important: the lack of a mint mark on this 1974 Kennedy half dollar. If your coin doesn't have a mint mark, it means it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. Typically, Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, whereas Denver coins would have D and San Francisco coins would have an S. So, if you're examining your coin and you don't see a mint mark just above the date, then you know it's from the Philadelphia Mint. These Philadelphia minted coins, although widely produced, have gained attention in the collector's market because they represent a significant era in American coinage. But what's really driving up the value today? Let's take a look at that. So, what makes the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar special? Besides the historic connection to President Kennedy, this coin is part of the copper-nickel-clad series, as silver was completely phased out of the half-dollar after 1970. While not made of silver, this coin is still highly collectible for its design and the era it represents. Now, in this video, we're specifically focusing on the fine condition version of the coin. What does fine condition mean? It's a grading term that indicates some wear, especially on the high points like Kennedy's hair and the eagle on the reverse. However, the details are still mostly visible and the coin has an overall clean appearance without major damage. Fine condition coins are common, but they hold value because they show the coin's journey through circulation. Now let's get to the part you've been waiting for: the current market value. The 1974 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark in fine condition isn't exactly rare, but it's still highly sought after by collectors for its historical significance. As of today's market trends in 2024, a 1974 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark in fine condition can typically be worth between $360,000. That might sound like a huge value. Remember, this is just for a fine condition coin. If you have one in higher grades like very fine, extra fine, or even uncirculated condition, the value can rise significantly, especially with collectors seeking premium coins. Also, any rare varieties like double die errors could boost the value even higher. These coins are especially popular with new collectors, and their demand has been growing steadily. So, what are some factors that influence the value of the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar? A few things come into play here. As we mentioned, the condition or grade of the coin plays a huge role. Coins in better condition with less wear are always going to be more valuable. Although the 1974 half-dollar without a mint mark is extremely rare, any unique features or errors can add to its value. Always check for varieties like double die obverses or reverses, as these can increase the value significantly. The demand for Kennedy half-dollars remains strong because of their connection to one of America's most beloved presidents. As more people get into coin collecting, the demand for classic coins like the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar continues to rise. So even though the base value might be highest right now, this coin has strong potential in the future. And if you've got a collection of Kennedy half-dollars, it's always worth holding on to them as their value may increase over time. If you're wondering whether you should invest in Kennedy half-dollars, here's my take. While they are the rarest coins out there, they do hold great historical and cultural value. The 1974 Kennedy half-dollar, especially in higher conditions, is a solid addition to any collection. As the years go by and the demand for collectible coins continues to grow, the value of these coins will likely rise. Plus, they are a relatively affordable way to get into the hobby of coin collecting. You can start building a collection of Kennedy half-dollars and watch as their value appreciates. To sum it all up, the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark in fine condition might make you a millionaire overnight. It's definitely a coin worth paying attention to. Its historical significance, combined with its growing popularity in the collector market, makes it a great addition to your collection. And who knows, as the years go by, its value may surprise you. If you found this video helpful or you're a fan of coin collecting, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. Drop a comment below if you have any 1974 Kennedy half-dollars or other coins you'd like us to talk about in future videos. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.